Hey, shalom, my brothers and sisters. This brother Amas coming back to you again with another call to action. And like I always say, yo, it's a great day to be alive in this time period, man. It's a great day to be alive because you know what? One thing that I realize every day that I wake up, it's not because I'm more blessed than anybody. It's because that what I have to do is not over yet. And you listening to this, it's the same thing. You're not more blessed. It's because your time is not over yet. So with that, you got to understand that you have a responsibility to tap in, to represent, to know who you are for one, and to know what you represent. So you got to think about that. This ain't no easy walk. Life is to be lived, and life is also to be endured. Because we always want the good to happen, but you got to understand when the good is there, guess what? The bad is creeping right around. In order to get the good, you got to filter out the bad. Just like you can't put more luggage into your trunk if your trunk is full. So you got to clear out your trunk. And so the question needs to be is how much baggage have you been carrying? And why have you been carrying it? And before you get the going off, think about what you've done. Take ownership what you've done. Because it's on us individually to do what it is that we need to do. Just like the scripture says in the book of Sirach, that's Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 2, verse 1. If you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. We will be tempted. We will be tempted. But we won't be tempted more than what we can bear. You understand? Because what you're going through is not a common thing. It's nothing. It's not. I mean, it's common. It's nothing unique about what you go. Let me get that scripture real quick, because you know I like to go to the Bible real quick. Let me get that in first. I just thought about it. So let me get that in First Corinthians or First Corinthians, chapter 10. Verse 12. Yes. And remember, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, let's start at verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. Let me read that again, verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. That means there's no level of temptation. There is no level of trial or tribulation that you will go through that nobody has ever not went through. The world has been around longer than us. People have lived long before us. So we got to think in our minds that, these things that I'm going through, somebody have already went through them. And let's continue. But God is faithful. That's why we got to understand who the Most High is. So we can understand we are God's chosen people, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American brothers and sisters, that God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted or to go through anything that you go through above that ye are able. See? So that the level of your temptation is based on your ability to manage that. So if you want to have a higher, a more quality life, more quality lifestyle, you may not get there right now because you're not able to endure what that comes with. So I like to say is this. So I like to say this. We want the opportunity of being successful or the privilege of being successful, but we don't want the responsibility of being successful. So let me finish. Let me read it over and let me finish. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above ye are able, but will with the temptation, so with the trial that you're going through, also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. That's good news for us all. Because anything that we go through, there is an answer, and there is a definitive solution on how to get through that situation. So if you're still carrying a burden constantly for the last year, it could be the month, it could be the last 2 weeks. It's because you're not still enough to understand what am I going through and what's the way out of this. Because we always got a way out. We always got a solution. But we got to humble ourselves to be able to receive that information. Because some of the conversations that you have with people have given you that exit. But they don't understand me. Oh, don't nobody understand my story. Your story is no different than anybody else's, okay? I get it. You're going through them trials. But you got to take it. Count it all joy for when you go through them temptations. Count it all joy. Okay? Count that thing all joy. But now listen to this. And I say that because it's important that we got to endure, because here's why we got to endure. Because we got to understand who's coming after us. We got kids. If you don't got kids, you got siblings, you got cousins, you got nieces and nephews, you got friends that you know, those of us who think we have a certain type of knowledge and wisdom and understanding, we got to set the path for them. We got to tap into who we are and what is our responsibility. And I need to take this a step further. Know what we're really, really willing to die for. That's the ultimate measure of us right there. We got to know what we're willing to die for, because then we're not going to be willing to compromise things. If I know that I'm willing to die for the movement of trying to improve and empower the youth, then that means I'm not going to be out here getting drunk no more. That means I'm not going to be out here, being in the club all the time every week. I'm not going to be out here, with all these women. I'm going to work on how I speak to people. The conflict resolution aspect. I'm gonna have a higher sense of my emotions because I understand what I'm doing it for. And mind you, it could be for your family, for a specific career path that you want. It could be for your neighborhood, but you gotta tap in to find out what it is that you're really willing to die for. It's not that you're gonna die or you want to die, but if it came down to it, you're gonna exert all your energy and all your force to push that. Because that's how we got to live. We got to live with enthusiasm, get more enthused about what's going on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Because who's coming after us is very important. It's very important. It's very important. Just think. We all got families. And we all know our family's been through so much throughout the years. It happens. It doesn't make it right, but it happens. It is up to us, those of us who have a specific level of wisdom and understanding that we think we do. We got to break the curses of the rape and the molestation in our families. I said the rape and the molestation in our families, the divorce rates in our families, the illegitimate children in our families, the drug abuse, the substance abuse, the alcoholism, the infighting, the killing, the stealing, those things that are killing our families. We got to be able to set the standard, to set the path that when we go, we got to start calling, yo, how you doing? Oh, come see me. They don't want to come see you? Okay, take time out. Okay, I'm coming to check you out. What's your address? It may take 2-3 years before you tap in and get into somebody's life like that. But we got to take the stand. If we could change 2 or 3 people during our lifetime within our family and shift them in the right direction, guess what? They may go on to change 5 or 6 or 7 in the next family's 10 to 12, 15, 20. That's how we got to keep building. But we got to start right now. Stop playing games. You understand? Stop playing these games. You know what I'm saying? Listen, our life is too valuable and y'all are too important to be playing these games. We got to understand who's coming after us. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Listen, I'm going to challenge us all. We got to stop going out and spending money the way we've been spending it if we don't have $1,000 in our accounts for each kid. So mind you, check this out. If you don't have at least $1,000 of savings for your child, and per child. Now, if you got one child, $1,000 for the savings for that, for two kids each. If you ain't got $1,000 in that savings account, stop taking them trips to the club. Stop taking them trips out the country to these resorts. It's not that you can't do both, but let's start really building this thing up, because a lot of us be sitting back thinking in our families, yo, when grandma died, we don't have no more barbecues. We don't have no more family functions. We don't have no more get-togethers. Why? Because we got to pick it up. Those of us who know, we got to start engaging and interacting like that. And that stuff takes time. We got to sacrifice our lives for the greater good of who's coming after us. You know, we got to stop taking this lifestyle, stop taking it lightly. Your calling is more important than the emotions of how you feel. Your calling is more important than your social relationships. Your calling is more important than trying to wear the best things. Your calling is more important than trying to be in a club or trying to go see this artist and that artist. Focus. You know what I'm saying? This is how we got to change our families. Or I'm going to say it right now. You're not as wise as you think you are then. You know what I'm saying? You're not as wise as you think you are. And you don't have the level of knowledge, because all level of the knowledge that you're going to have is going to awaken you to see something that's greater than yourself, and to be somebody that's greater than yourself. That will scare you, because you have to become somebody greater than yourself. That you think in your mind, I can never reach that. If you don't ever think like that, or you don't ever have that conviction like that, then you don't have enough knowledge in your brain like you think you do. And that's why you got to study and qualify. Now, if you outlandish with it, that's a problem. But if you humble with it, that's okay. Build yourself up to be that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to challenge y'all with that. Stop it. No more clubs. No more traveling. Until you at least got $1,000 in your kid's bank account. And let's take this. Don't say you love your kids if you ain't got at least a life insurance. If you ain't got life insurance, don't tell me you live for your kids if you ain't got life insurance. Get that life insurance policy. Between $50 to $90 1 month for one month that's coming out. A lot of y'all been spending that in a week's time, every other week, in a day, going to the club, buying the drinks and VIP, all of that. I'm challenging you. This is call to action. I don't come to do these things to spare feelings, because I don't care about your feelings. Your life is more important to me, and who's coming after you and whose life that you're influencing is more important to me. And if I gotta call you a coward, if I gotta ruffle some feathers, get you to hate me, because listen, I'm not afraid. See, I understand what I'm willing to die for. You're not gonna take my life. So you got many years of this. I'm not dying no time soon. So we gotta start really revving this up. And I gotta challenge y'all, because listen, your family is looking up to a lot of y'all, and y'all dropping the ball. Man, it's powerful, man. It's powerful. So let's take this a step further now. I know you may think, oh, well, they don't listen. I tried. Okay. Get at least like 5 to 6 family members that you know are a little bit on your same level. They may be greater than you, or they right there. That's why it's important for you to be a student first. You can't be a teacher. You got to be a student always, but you got to be a student first. You got to study and qualify for your said position. You got to study this stuff. Read autobiography so you can know how to learn and who coming after you. Read the Bible for thus saith the Lord. Your God's chosen people, my so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American brothers and sisters. Stop playing games. Stop measuring yourself lower than what you need to be. Equality is not for us. Rise above that. But get those 5 or 6 people in your family or your friends and bring them together. Start creating lesson plans. Talk to them, instruct them, guide them with power, with conviction. Go over one lesson of, okay, we all going to get life insurance. You done your research. You're going to say, okay, we all going to get life insurance, and this is who we going to call. We all going to sit here. We're going to all get our life insurance policy in effect today. Boom, that's one meeting. Next meeting. Okay, we all going to start saving $50 a month, or $100 a month, $20, each check at least, each week at least, But that's how you got to start. You ain't got to think, oh yeah, we going to buy this property, or we going to know. Start right there. You understand? Start right there. Start building with them 5, 6 friends, and then branch out. It may be 1 or 2 of y'all, then branch out. But start small. You know who you can call and count on, and then guide them. You may have to start first. You may not have nobody. You start first. You just start sending information out to everybody in your phone. Start sending out, okay, life insurance, call this number. Life insurance, call this number. All right, this week, all right, we gonna save $50 this month. Boom. Send it out, send a text out. Send a social media a DM out. But start really revving up the attributes of your life. Y'all important, man. Come on, we got this. Listen, like I said, y'all, it's important we understand who's coming after us. It's very important. Okay? And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brother Amas. This is call to action. Get activated, ladies and gentlemen. We got to endure to the end. With that, I say shalom.